What's going on, everybody? It has been a while since I've done some of these talks, really, talks in the garden, and I'm probably going to make it a series. Um, but yeah, I just want to talk about dealing with your past traumas, your past incidences, your past negative experiences, be it heartbreaks, be it rejection, be it losing a parent, losing family members, that sort of thing, and how that ties into the grind, essentially, how that ties into the hustle. I mentioned this on my Instagram story, but I wanted to just quickly dive into it for a short minute. While all those factors and all those variables are a driver and they push you, right? They push you, they make you get up, right? That doubt. While all those verticals, those things are drivers, essentially they're not the most healthiest drivers, right? You can only do ever so much with the motivation that comes from people doubting you, your traumas, be it past abuse, that sort of thing. But if you're making that the pillar or ultimately the compass that drives you to get out of bed to pursue your goals, at some point, having not dealt with that and replacing that with work, it's going to take a toll on you, right? And you can't ultimately use that to break, especially when you then break into another room and you're now elevated, right? You're now elevated into that space. Ultimately, you can't keep taking that and going into the next room with that because you're going to ultimately bottle those things and eventually it will erupt, right? Especially when you're a founder, you're an entrepreneur, you're a leader, and you're leading a team, right? Or, you're going to be a parent or you're going to be a partner, ultimately those habits and those undealt with, you know, aspects of your past, of your negative experiences, yes, there will come a time where those dogs are gonna bark or they're just gonna bite, essentially. Now, for me, where I was coming from with this, I was just echoing from the aspect of enjoyment and fulfillment that I get from doing hard workouts. I love doing hard workouts, as I guess I don't know if I qualify to be a high rocks athlete, especially now that I have one under the bag and I actively train for it, I'm coached for it. As I'm becoming an athlete while super tied into entrepreneurship, right? I'm developing this even more stoic attitude, developing this frame, this masculine frame of value, this masculine frame of knowing how to carry myself and knowing how to handle my emotions. And most of those things are stemming from that fulfillment that comes from doing these hard mental things, these hard physical things, right? Where the stress muscle is stretched, right? When you're working out in the gym and you're pulling those muscles, the more you keep doing those reps, you're stretching them and effectively they get stronger. So the same thing applies, with mental strength. And that's what I'm learning to find, right? With all this, doing harder things and putting yourself through harder, mental challenges and tests and trials, you're pulling, the mental strength bandwidth even further, as well as just, your physical strength, especially. But what that allows is for me personally, I can speak from my own experience, is to be present, such that when I go out into the world, I am very much prepared and I am present, right? I am not, you know, what's the right word? I am not just erratic. I'm not just panicking. Essentially, when something comes, it comes. Okay, it's here. Let's break it down. First principles. Let's break it down into bits, right? Let's break it down into sizable chunks and find solutions to each, chunk, essentially, so we get to the ultimate solution. And that's what, doing harder things is actually allow me to do. It's allow me to best help myself and come up with systems on how to assist myself, especially when hard times arise and stressful situations arise. And in entrepreneurship, that's probably every single day, right? And also how to handle myself and carry myself in a way that reflects, I guess, being present and being a leader. And also that passes on to the team, that culture, that attitude, those behaviors, that passes on to the team. being the older sibling, that applies to my younger siblings as well. How our older brother, or how, I guess our leader or the guy who's steering the ship, how he handles himself in stressful situations, and how he carries himself, that calmness, that stoicness, you know, and that's just the fulfillment and the thing that I get from just doing these hard workouts, guys. And yeah, it's a blessing. I'm very much grateful that I found out what Hyrox is, highbrow, workouts are, and it's helped me. So yeah, health is wealth, and ultimately that wealth, pretty much resonates in those personal attributes that help you carry on and help you carry the logs and help you carry the boat in every single situation that you are bestowed in, right? So wherever you are, keep it going and definitely take a big, 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 big commitment to your personal health and fitness, because it really ties into your emotional and mental well-being. It's just a bonus that it does help with the physical aspect and making you feel good and making you look good as well. So wherever you are, I am proud of you and I'm rooting for you, and I wish you all the best in everything you do, and you have it within you to keep going. Keep going. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.